Hello and welcome to an orientation to the Global Awareness Program, India's first focused global awareness initiative aimed at both teachers and students. The objective of this video is to assist you, the teacher, to get a basic understanding of the objectives, features and content structure of the books. Inputs that will help teachers to enhance the student experience. Benefits of the teacher and the student from different sections. Overall measurable takeaway. Before we begin, let us take a look at what prompted us to create this unique program. Greycaps began its endeavor to ignite curiosity with schools by engaging them through quizzing. Quizzing became a platform whereby knowledge sharing was efficiently and openly accepted. Through this endeavor, we realized that there was a need among students and teachers for general knowledge as a subject to be taught in a much more periodic and structured manner. The teaching and parent communities expressed a concern about students not receiving relevant information in a structured manner and mostly being equipped with surface knowledge without any depth in it. This prompted us to create the Global Awareness Program. The Global Awareness Program, GAP for short, is India's first focused knowledge-based monthly program. It is a program which involves offerings for both students and teachers. It was launched in the year 2003 and has grown to over 2 lakh student subscribers across 56 cities in India. Let us have an overview of the structure of the program. The program caters to various age groups. It starts from class 1 and is spread across 4 levels. Level Beginner for class 1 and 2. Level 1 for class 3 and 4. Level 2 for class 5 and 6. Level 3 for class 7 onwards. The program can be extended to class 10 or 12 upon the discretion of the school. Each level is equipped with a student copy and a teacher copy. The content in the student and teacher copies complement each other. Level Beginner for class 1 and 2 is a GK book equipped with an exceptional storytelling format. Since children at this age are still grasping on to reading and writing skills, the book will mostly be driven by the teacher in the classroom. A book is provided for each student and the same is provided to the teacher as well. In Level 1, Level 2 and Level 3, each student is provided with a student copy, also known as Gaptopedia, and each teacher is provided with a teacher copy. The teacher copy is divided into basic and advanced. The basic teacher copy is given to teachers of Level 1 and Level 2. The advanced teacher copy is given to teachers of Level 3. GAP is a monthly program. It is designed to fit into 10 months in the academic calendar. Every month, a school will be supplied with students and teachers' copies for every class. Along with the 10 books received during the academic year, an additional annual book is also provided for students for each level. Students may look forward to these year-end books and could serve as an interesting holiday read. For evaluation purposes, A set of assessment sheets are provided with set guidelines on how the evaluation can be done for a vast subject like general knowledge. An online teacher manual is provided which gives in-depth information to assist teachers in understanding more about the program. GAP is a direct-to-school program to enable effective teaching of general knowledge in a structured manner, which is deployed in a periodic format. It was essential to ensure its execution within a school classroom. Therefore, GAP has been created to enable school subscriptions only and not individual subscriptions. The GAP books are not sold anywhere in the retail space. Let us go over how the content has been framed to cater to various needs of today's children. The content in the GAP books are crafted to meet the needs of different age groups. Level Beginner, The Adventures of Q and Rio. General knowledge is a vast subject. In grade 1 and 2, students are still trying to grasp the basics of reading and writing. It therefore becomes quite challenging to provide students with an avenue to learn more about the things around them. Students would receive the added information but may not be able to process that information in its entirety. To overcome this, we devised a simple storytelling format to disseminate the information for this age group. Simple elements would be used in a story to provide for GK value, but the focus would remain in only sparking curiosity and not an overindulgence in the subject matter. The Adventures of Q and Rio are the chronicles of two friends, Q and Rio, who travel around the world and learn about different things around them. They encounter people, places, and things in their adventures and learn in the process. The book provides interactive worksheets, coloring pages, and other interesting sections to keep the child engaged during classroom sessions. Let us now look at the content framework for the student's copy of Level 1, 2 and 3, also known as Gaptopedia. Topical learning. Topics for the book are often selected based on having some relevance to a particular month. The content carries various facts which make it relevant to read about for students on a month-on-month basis. For example, in the month of June, the topic of World Environment Day may be covered as it is observed during the month of June. Current updates. As a monthly program, GAP is able to provide updates on current events taking place around the world which are of relevance to students. This is different from providing news. News, which we come across in newspapers and on television, is different from the current updates in GAP. GAP provides in-depth, child-relevant information which builds on the news. This adds value to the information being given. For example, the appointment of a UN Secretary General is the news, which is covered across the media. But what becomes relevant for the child is the added information about the United Nations, like how was the UN founded? Where are the headquarters? Why was it founded, etc. Structured format. GK is an extremely vast subject. Information today is disseminated through various means and is accessible from anywhere. But for a child, it is received in a very fragmented nature. This often results in children exhibiting only surface knowledge which is devoid of any depth. Therefore, it becomes important to bring about structure in the manner of learning. For example, if we profile a particular country, like France for instance, what would be the manner in which the information is provided? For a child, it is important to first begin with basic information such as geographical location, continent, capital, currency, language, head of state, etc. And then move on to other relevant knowledge bits which make the learning interesting in nature. Generation relevant. It is our endeavor to make information relevant to children of this day and age. In a dynamic environment, children need to be up to date in information which is relevant to their generation. For example, though learning about different means of travel like automobiles and aircrafts has immense value, it would also be prudent in exposing children of today in various advancements in space travel. Monthly quiz. The books are provided with a ready-made quiz which can be treated as a test material or worksheet on a monthly basis for children. This supports the need to have continuous evaluation for students in GK. This entire framework created for the content in 3 levels of gap for the students eventually achieves width of knowledge, depth of knowledge with age-appropriate language. The cornerstone of this framework is to provide this type of wholesome learning for each student. Gaptopedia has various sections which form the core content. They are Pick of the Month, Global Update, Gap Profiles, Discover India, Did You Know, City Tour, Born This Month. Other sections in Gaptopedia provide room for skills such as igniting curiosity, creative thinking, and creative writing. They are Story Time, Brain Teasers, Gap Gyan, Snippets, Out of the Box, Book to Read, You Be the Detective. Why is the March edition of Gaptopedia known as 100 Amazing Facts? We all know that GAP is deployed for 10 months in the academic calendar. During the academic year, March is when the exams are carried out in most schools. The 10th issue of GAP in the academic year is the March edition, which is a Gaptopedia book called 100 Amazing Facts. This book is a collection of activities and exercises created based on the content carried in the books from the previous 9 months. During the exam month, it helps students and teachers to recall facts learnt over a period of 9 months and ignite their curiosity with a ready-made workbook. For levels 1, 2 and 3, the 100 Amazing Facts books act as annual workbooks wherein students get to learn approximately 100 facts by attempting all the worksheets. For the beginner level, the Adventures of Q in Rio annual workbook is directed towards igniting curiosity and providing engagement value. The basic and advanced teacher copies contain the answers for the worksheets. We have learned about the content framework for Gaptopedia, the student's copy. Now, let's go over the content in the teacher's copy, which assists teachers in implementing GAP in the classroom. The content provided in the teacher copy is similar to that provided in Gaptopedia, but it is more teacher relevant. Let's explore the difference between the content provided in both the books. When content is provided in Gaptopedia for the students, the question has always risen as to why an additional teacher copy is required. The content in Gaptopedia is carefully selected in order to adhere to the age group of the students. But the teacher copy provides much more information on the topic than in Gaptopedia. So the teacher is able to add value in the classroom for the students beyond the information provided in Gaptopedia. In essence, the students view the teacher as knowing far beyond the information that they see in Gaptopedia. The worksheets are provided in Gaptopedia. However, the answers to the worksheets are provided in the teacher copy only. More often, questions in the worksheets are derived from the additional content in the teacher copy. Teachers today face a daunting task in trying to be more relevant to students, especially in a dynamic environment. It is therefore our effort to provide teachers an opportunity to be seen in a different light using the broad gamut of general knowledge. Let us now take a look at how GAP is evaluated. As a deliverable, GAP provides teachers with ready-made evaluation sheets for every level. The evaluation sheets are provided 2 times in a year, in September and February. Each evaluation sheet is provided with answer keys. The evaluation sheets and answer keys are uploaded on the Greycaps website under the download section. Each sheet is password protected. Teachers may reach out to the Greycaps sales team to find out the password to access the evaluation sheets or reach us at this number. As a monthly GK program, GAP is able to provide a structure suitable to enable evaluation. GK as a subject is very vast. Therefore, for evaluation, it becomes quite challenging to address. We, however, have enabled GAP to be CCE compliant in order to assist teachers in evaluating their students in GK. Continuous Comprehensive Evaluation, CCE for short, is a system of evaluation proposed by the CBSE board. The premise is to establish descriptors or parameters to enable evaluation for any subject. Now, how do we arrive at descriptors or parameters for a subject as vast as GK? The answer lies in the unique format of the Global Awareness Program. GAP is divided on content sections, which allows us to show focus areas of GK for a child. These focus areas are India, world, current affairs, personalities, and nations of the world. From every focus area, we establish a descriptor or parameter for evaluation purposes. The evaluation sheets are also divided into these focus areas which makes the evaluation process very smooth for every teacher. A rating format is provided for every focus area, which enables an objective evaluation for GK for every child. For example, a child may be excelling in facts about India and the world, but may need to put in more effort in current affairs. This method of evaluation is very helpful as it gives the teachers added information on the performance of each child in the general knowledge subject. Every teacher will be able to assess specific areas of GK for each child and generate reports either for the students or even for parents. Let us now see how it is easy to implement GAP in your school. GAP is supplied directly to each school with the exact numbers of student and teacher copies. The books will reach the school on or before the 1st of every month. Every delivery is accompanied with a principal's copy and a library copy for reference purposes. The books are segregated class and section wise to make it simpler to be deployed in schools. The GAP coordinator would have to be assigned in each school to enable effective communication between the Greycaps team and the school. Greycaps believes in a simple philosophy of change being constant in the modern world. Learning, unlearning, and relearning are the keys to success in this ever-changing environment. The Global Awareness Program is testament to that belief in many ways. Our credibility is built on the trust that we have earned from over a decade's worth of experience in the education space through our quizzes and publications. Content which is age relevant and age appropriate is a key feature of GAP. Age relevance denotes different types of content being introduced at specific ages. Being age appropriate denotes learning that takes place in tandem with the overall development of the child. Sections such as Global Update ignites curiosity of children by giving them information not only about what's happening in the world around them, but also by adding value to it. News is information, but what goes beyond is knowledge. GAP enables children to think beyond the box with innovative sections like Storytime and You Be the Detective. GAP in itself is a one-of-a-kind monthly GK program for schools. GAP is designed for year-round engagement as a monthly program. Content which is different in the student and teacher copies encourages discussion-based sessions in the classroom. It is in this spirit that we have embarked on a mission to create a knowledge tribe by igniting human curiosity. Before we conclude, let's hear a few words from the person whose brainchild was GAP.
Hi teachers, truly wonderful to be speaking to you. It's also really nice to see schools embrace general knowledge and recognize the importance of it as part of something that is required for our children beyond our equipping them on the academic side. If one looks at life and the way life has changed in our country, I think we're today in an era where knowing beyond the normal confines of academics is no longer a privilege, it's a compulsion. Whether you're talking of entrance exams after school or you're even talking of children in a normal conversation with people, it requires them to be up to date with what's happening in the world, you might call it current affairs, to be able to add value to any simple conversation at home, on social platforms, or within the school. All of this needs us to provide these small little capsules of information that they can absorb and become better communicators. The beauty is, if our children learn more new things, they're able to add that to their conversations. When they do that consistently, they grow in conversation ability and it translates to greater confidence. The more confident they are, it actually translates back to doing well in academics. So, doing well in their lives is a combination of being able to make good conversations, to be confident, and therefore be able to do well in everything. Beyond this, if you look at what we've been doing as Greycaps, one of our key intentions is really to ignite the curiosity of our youngsters. Most of us as educators would agree that today they lack curiosity. They don't ask why, they don't ask what. If we can do that, we're actually helping them think. Second, we keep saying people need to think out of the box. But if we can't demonstrate to them what beyond the box means, they quite don't know what to look for. Content packaged in that manner actually helps a teacher to deliver these skill areas very effectively. Many countries have done exceedingly well simply because they produced better conversationalists from their schools. They produced more confident students from their schools. Why should we as India be waiting? We have our children who are extremely capable. All we need to do is add these few feathers to their lovely wings. As we say at Greycaps, let's create a huge knowledge tribe. Join us.
That concludes the orientation of the Global Awareness Program. Thank you for selecting Global Awareness Program for your school this year and welcome to the Knowledge Tribe.